So, as a Linux guy that likes things to be free, I find it somewhat disturbing and ridiculous when other companies want to come into my system, ask me to pay them money for using their servers to run a model that I'm likely able to run on my own system on their own servers, and just ask me to give them all my data and code. So, Warp was a terminal I found over here, a link to it. It's apparently an AI enabled terminal or development environment. And it's like, okay, so they have a terminal. AI at your command, Warp's modern interface combined with the number one terminal agent will make you a command line power user on day one. So it uses AI to create, oh, what is it? Commands for you to run on your system. The only problem I have with it is you're basically asking, it's like going onto the internet, going to Reddit, asking for a command that does X thing, and then getting sent a command that could possibly destroy your system. You're fairly confident that the AI will give you something that will do what you want it to do, but not totally confident in the fact that it could be somewhat harmful, because there are many times when AI has been proven in coding situations to build applications that aren't the best. So, like, one other example of this is Replit. Replit is a development environment for web applications using AI. My cousin's using it, and I know I've heard of it thrown around a couple different places, but you've got your app builder, your website builder, your game builder, and so on and so forth. And again, it's using AI to do it, and I think we've seen in the past, particularly with T has been accused of using AI for writing their application. It's cool that we can take the skill level of people that want to build something and drop it down thanks to AI, but at the same time, if that particular application becomes really popular, it creates a whole responsibility and liability of if the AI doesn't use secure practices, it uses the simplest practice ever to do it, like in T's case where hardly anything was encrypted, then you run the risk of becoming an easy target of data leaks. Just like how in an AI agent, when you don't know what a command line is doing, and it gives you this whole multi-line thing to run a git push or prep your repository for a git push, that, for example, in this one, if you don't know what's going on, then you've got this whole script that you're running that you don't know whether it's going to crash your system in all reality, because AI is still capable of typos or not understanding what things need to fit where in some cases, or mixing things up. So you're going to lose a whole directory. Looking back at another case that I've come across of an AI, I think it was they were using Replit, and the AI basically torched like half the code or work environment, or said it was going to. And so this is a case of the AI could nuke your system just because it's trained off of lazy humans and things like that. But anyway, so the other thing too is you're sending your data to another server. Like, I need a command for this. And so you're giving it access to your whole system and file structure in order to create this script that it runs on your system. So now, if you don't know what you're doing with the system that you're running at the command line, all of a sudden it could be exfiltrating data without you knowing it because you don't understand what it's writing. And this is where the importance of coding literacy comes in, is the fact that you need to know what it's doing. Sure, you don't have to like understand everything per se, but having at least a foundation to where you can decipher what's going on and be able to parse out and then search for things and what a certain function does is really important when you're relying on other agents to write your code for you that could compromise your system. So, and I mean, there are examples of that, but I think I've done a few Olama videos with different front ends, and some of the front ends literally did this same thing, and it ran on your system, was private. So not only do you have something that you can get the command line thing you need without sending the data to another server, someone else's server, to later on use it for training for their own systems, but you can keep it private on your own system in your own chat logs that nobody else is going to really be looking at unless they're targeting your home personally. And it still does a similar thing because we can take a lot of these same models, or similar models built in a similar way, and get the same functionality out of them that we would by sending it to someone else's server and back. You're asking for a simple command line instruction to enter into your terminal, and we've got the technology to do it here. So, do we really have to do it that way? Not really. But it's I don't get what it is with these systems and needing to do this, and then the skill level of the people using it. So like, again, for the T example, you've got people with a low skill level building an application that is processing personal data out the wazoo to include background checks, and they don't even have the slightest bit of security at that point to even think about. And that's scary because now all of a sudden, because of the T leak, you've got location data that's been leaked out. You've got everything stored from like the background check stuff that may have been run, and the chat logs and personal like information that way that has been leaked because of the lack of security and the skill level of the people running it, not knowing what the code is doing. And that's why I think AI really... It's a great thing when you know what you're doing and you have at least the skill to understand and know what to look for and to search for so that you can understand what's going on and how to make it better. But if you don't have that skill, it's going to be a horrible detriment to society. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one.